Jedi Masters. I'm back from the movies. I have just seen Captain America Brave New World, and I'm here to discuss it with you guys. So first I will do the non-spoiler, and then we're going to get into some spoilers. So what we have is what we all know, that we have Captain America, of course, being Sam Wilson. He's in the mix now. He's, doing his Captain America thing. Obviously, he doesn't have the super soldier serum thing going for him, so he's just a regular person trying to be a superhero and doing a fabulous job. He's working with the government, with the newly elected president, which is Thaddeus Ross. We know him from being, the person who's always mad at the Hulk from the comic books, of course, and his daughter Betty Ross, the Hulk's ex-girlfriend. And we have all of these things going on that Captain America has to unveil something that's a plot that's going on, because when we saw in the original trailers, he says to the president that, his White House has been compromised, and the president doesn't believe him, and you know how that is. You never trust the hero, and the hero's always right. So everything ensues, and then we have the revelation that we also saw in the previous trailers where Ross turns into the Red Hulk. So, there's this bad guy that I'm going to get into in a second with my spoiler section. When I went in to go see the movie, I had looked on Rotten Tomatoes, and I saw, the critic thing, the critic side of of the percentages, and it was at a 40 something. I went back in, and now it's at a 51, but audience reaction is now at a 79%. As I was going in, again, I set the bar pretty low because, lately Marvel has been a little kind of mixed up and kind of like not delivering on a few promises. So I went in bar low, but all in all, the first thing I'm going to say is this is a solid movie. It has good action. As I started watching it, I was really analyzing the action level, the skills, just, any CGI, any special effects. I was really analyzing it. So by the end of it, I said, I don't know why that percentage, the critics' percentage was kind of low, because it's a good movie. I mean, I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so like Avengers Endgame or anything like that, but it's a very solid movie. It's something worth to go see with your family. It's pretty good. The plot develops well. It's a good plot, actually. I like how there was a development. I like the introduction of the new characters. We have kind of like an apprentice to Sam's Captain America, but I'm going to get into that in a second. And this other character, but I'm also going to mention in my spoiler section. And of course, seeing Harrison Ford being kind of like in this presidential kind of situation, and then him turning into the Red Hulk, that was just kind of really brought you in, and it kind of like, it was kind of like everything that brought the movie together by the end, because you could see like the tension that was building between the characters and just being on opposite sides of what's right and what's wrong. And you always have that in these types of Marvel movies. Somebody's always being, the hero, like Sam's the hero, and then Ross is just being like, the one that says we really want to work together, but in the end he doesn't want to work together because he has his own agenda, and this is what you're thinking as you're going in. But then you start to really understand as the details of the movie go along. So that's my non-spoilers, because we know now I'm about to get into a little bit of spoilers. So here's my spoiler warning, guys. We're about to get into it. Spoilers. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty of this movie. If you guys have not watched Captain America Brave New World, stop the video right here, go watch it, and then come back, and then we can talk about it. Okay, so again, as I said before, we have Captain America. Sam Wilson, he's been working with the government. He goes on this mission at the beginning of the movie where he has to retrieve kind of like the stolen package, and then he runs into Giancarlo Esposito's character of Sidewinder. And of course, there's a lot of good action, smacking, kicking, flying around. He portrays Captain America in such a different way than Chris Evans' Captain America. Like they are two both like very solidified interpretations of the Captain American mantle. That's good, because this movie on itself stands alone, and it stands alone well. Okay, so again, he gets into this action, and then we get introduced to this new character called Joaquin, who as I was watching the movie, I was like, okay, why is this guy kind of like giving hints like he's like really into this? Because he says something to Sam saying, so the package is going one way and then you're over there, And he's like, I know what you want to do, go do it. And I was very surprised when I saw him dressed as the Falcon and kind of, getting into the action himself. So I'm like, okay, so they're trying to, still have the Falcon be a different character, somebody else playing the Falcon. So he's kind of like an apprentice at this point for Captain America because, Sam was the original Falcon. So I like that, and I like the the actor who played him. He played him really well with his little funny remarks, and you always have to have that kind of like little comedy stitch in with somebody with the comment and the sarcasm, and I think they did a really good job on that. Okay, so they got this package, and it was back delivered to of course, President Ross, who's now president. So now he's asking Sam to remake the Avengers. And I'm thinking as I'm watching this in the movie theater, why would he be asking for the Avengers to be reassembled? What's going on? What's his end game? What's the what, So along the way, so we have that the president, I don't want to say too much with the spoilers, but I'm still going to say a little bit. So there's an assassination attempt on Ross. And apparently it's like sleeper agents that, we've seen this in other movies, like, you hear a tune or you hear a code word and you forget everything. It happened with Bucky, so we know that, there's code words and everything flips in your mind, and then, so, okay. So they had this attempt, and then we have this other character introduced named Ruth, and she's in charge of security. But what's really cool about Ruth, first of all, the actors that they picked, nice choice, very well done. She's apparently a Black Widow, or an ex-Black Widow, because she trained in the Red Room. And that's pretty cool because I was like, oh, please let us see her in action. I want to see her kick some tush. I need to see her skill set. And we did get that. Okay. So the core of the movie is who is behind the scenes, who's pulling the strings. Because at one point we're thinking, oh my gosh, Ross is just like this like bad guy, and he's just like doing all of this because he wanted the package. You guys want to know what's in the package? There was adamantium. And I'm like thinking, wait a minute. So now they're talking about this discovery of adamantium and how they're sharing it with Japan, and how this new resource is going to help them with tech and just, become a stronger nation. And they have this treaty to sign with other countries so they can all use the adamantium together. And I'm sitting there thinking, why are you guys talking about adamantium as if it's just discovered, when we've heard about adamantium, because we know that Wolverine's bones are laced with adamantium. So this is not the first time any of us hardcore Marvel fans who have read the comic books have heard about this. And I know that soon they want to introduce, mutants into this Marvel universe. So why are they doing that? Are they going to do like another origin story for the X-Men? Don't do that. The X-Men are established. You can't say we just discovered adamantium if Wolverine has adamantium laced bones. I mean, that right there, I feel like that was a fail. I think they could have thought about a different kind of material, a different kind of element. I really think they could have, chosen something better, because if you're going to introduce the X-Men into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where are you going to start from? I don't want another origin story about the X-Men. I don't. I want the X-Men introduced into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but not as an origin story. I think they just need to just get in there, because, I mean, we have Wanda, we have the Scarlet Witch, and she's a mutant, and come on. This just try to like really align everything together better. So that for me was a negative on the adamantium. Again, so as they're trying to figure out why these like people started, getting these code words and everything, because we have this villain in the back pulling the strings. Turns out to be Samuel Stearns, who Ross had imprisoned many years ago with the promise that he was going to let him go, but then Ross gets sick and he's asking for help, and Samuel Stearns is helping him, but actually not helping him because he wants his freedom. And you know what happens with promises that are not kept? A villain is created. He wants revenge, so he's the one in the background trying to really like ruin everything and kind of start World War III, basically. Because as Sam is investigating and discovers where Stearns is being held, he escapes, and he just continues on this barrage with his like sleeper soldiers, trying to get Japan and the U.S. to start a war basically at the Celestial Island, which is the Celestial Island that was trying to come up when we were watching the Eternals. Okay. I'm glad how they're tying everything together and just, bringing it all, because soon, we are going to have, Avengers Secret Wars. So we need that tie in together. Just pull every single movie together. Okay. All right. So as the movie transpires, we see that Sam understands that Ross really isn't the bad guy. It's like he's being manipulated and the things around them are being manipulated in order for Stearns to get what he wants. He wants revenge, he wanted his freedom, and he just has this now kind of like, I want to say mutant ability. I don't know if he's an actual mutant, but he has his ability now to see probabilities. Can you see the probability of me trying to win the Powerball? Just want to throw that out there. Okay, none, I know. So again, after Sam figures everything out and everything is basically kind of like leveled out, we figure out that this is the bad guy, but then he turns himself in, but it's to activate another sleeper soldier that he has. And who is that? Ross, because in his medication, he's been giving him gamma-infused pills, which at the height of the movie is that where Ross turns into the Red Hulk. And of course, Captain America has to come down and save the day. Has to save the day, which of course he does. And then we have this new character, Ruth, as a Black Widow, that we do get to see her in action, and pretty nice moves, by the way. I'm thinking, are we going to see more Black Widows just come out of the woodwork? Because then, soon we're going to have that Thunderbolts movie with Yelena. And, I don't know how many more we can definitely see in this universe. Now, I do have to say that there is a post-credits scene at the end where Sam is talking to Stearns, and Stearns mentions something about how they think that everything's, chill, everything's cool, but you got to remember that there are other worlds out there and that everybody should be getting ready for the others. I'm thinking he was pointing the direction into the Avengers Secret Wars, because if it's like bad guys from different multiverse universes, or is it actual aliens coming from different worlds? Because he said different worlds, he didn't say different existences. So, because in the comic books there's different Earths, the whole thing. So that kind of left that open, but we don't get Avengers Secret Wars for another, I think 2 years, so we have to wait on that surprise. So all in all, guys, I do have to say that I did enjoy the movie. It's good action. I love, Falcon Jr. trying to learn the ropes. Sorry, guys. I love, the inclusion of just all these characters, and then you get to see Bucky, yum, at some point. And just how Sam envisions himself as Captain America, thinking that he's just disappointing everybody. But what he's actually doing is showing everybody that even though you're just an ordinary human with some skills, you can still make a difference. And that's basically the point of this Captain America, that he has no super soldier formula. He has no extenuating, mutant abilities or anything of the sort. He is just him, with his skills and his suit and the shield, and he did an amazing job. Honestly, I gotta say that Anthony Mackie did an amazing job. The movie's very, well written. The plot develops well. I had no questions except for the adamantium. There's a lot of room for a lot of more things to come. Okay, guys, so definitely good movie to go see with the family. I just love the action. I love those the air shots of them flying, and then just the whole scene at the Celestial Island in the Indian Ocean. You guys really got to check it out. So if you guys have seen it, let me know in the comments what you thought. Let's have a conversation about it. And I'm hoping next Marvel movie is even better. Okay, and then that percentage on Rotten Tomatoes is just going up. It's going up. So it's a pretty cool Marvel movie. All right, Marvel. Let's not drop it anymore. Let's just keep it going and just try and do even better. Okay. All right, guys, do not forget to like and subscribe. And as always, from my heart to yours, put some love out in the universe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.